Awesome. We're rolling, bro?
Yeah, we're on.
We're on. All right.
Make sure I'm comfortable.
Question away to the camera.
Cool. I think the biggest thing when you're looking at anything in life is what drives you and what's your passion.
Hello everyone and welcome to episode 6 of the TGIT show. I'm Steve Clayton, stoked to have Emmy Thies. Thanks so much for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Quick bio for Emmy, principal of now Coronis Toowoomba, formerly House Estate Agents,
Yes.
massive ball of energy, driving force. I know a lot of people have been watching what you're doing, so it's so good to have you on the show.
That was very humbling. Thanks, Steve.
Really appreciate it. So I want to get inside your world, and as you know, TGIT show, it's all about the necessary mindset, how you're thinking, coupled with the necessary skill set to make it big in your career and your business. And by golly, Josh, you've made it big.
Not yet. Getting there.
You're crushing it. So take us back to the early days, right? You're in the real estate game. Tell us how you even entered into that.
Okay, cool. Well, I think the very beginning, like the inception of House, which now we've merged obviously with Coronis, which is a privilege, it's an incredible merger.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you. I'm still pinching myself, it doesn't seem real. Same people, same face, but just new colours. We're black and yellow instead of blue and white. Yeah, we've had everything wrapped, everything changed over. We're just over 2 weeks down now, which is incredible, but the network that we have been able to establish by creating this merge and collaborative is unbelievable. Awesome. Like it's a vision that Ty and I've had since we started 5 years ago. Humble beginnings. So we've been together I think 2 years. We met racing motocross, and I was in a position where a company I worked for was selling out and closing down, and they were going to sell to an agency that used to operate called Go Gecko, which was like a cut commission. It was kind of like popular 5 years ago. It started to come in, and yeah, my heart wasn't there. I didn't feel that I could create what I wanted to create and give people the experience that we wanted to do by doing that. So I went for a couple of interviews, and everyone goes through that process. It's quite intimidating and it can be exciting as well. And I came back and I said to Ty, I was working back on Friday. I was a property manager. I'd never sold a house when I opened the estate agent business, which is pretty cool. And I think that's sometimes one of the best things, if you don't have a plan B, then you're going to 100% commit and back yourself. And being a little bit young and silly and, nothing to lose, like had a bit of cool stuff, no assets. I've always said I have, a beer budget and champagne taste. I've been like that since I've been a little kid. I love to keep it real and just have a good time and bring people along with that. Big thing for me and for Ty was never to create this monster and be at the top dictating down to people. It was always about who can we bring with us on our journey and pep up, and who can we change their lives up with us. And honestly, like waking up and living like that every day, it's not some massive overwhelming thing. It's just who you are and what you want to be a part of. And I'm so privileged to work with the people I work with. Like the attraction factor for those people to come into my life, I'm like, wow, this is really cool. We spend half our life at work. Like it's got to be good. There's some stuff, it's a grind, it's tough. I've done the 7 days, I've worked the 12 hours a day. I have no issues with that. If you're doing something you love, you'll push it through. And what you have to understand is that's not forever, but you've got to create explosive energy and almost like burst work to get the momentum you want to get where you want to be. And the more you help other people get what they want, the quicker you get what you want, and the quicker you get to where you think you need to be, and that can change all the time.
Heck, we could just cut that there. I'm not sure if you know, there's about 20 knowledge bombs in there.
I get on a bloody roll. I'm a chatterbox. You can't shut me up.
You're nailing that. So I find it interesting. The more that I'm doing these interviews, right, the more I understand that people that have made it big value people in their business.
Yeah.
And everyone is in the same mindset of this reverse triangle company where you don't have the people kind of crapping on the next level.
No.
It's you at the bottom supporting the team.
Yeah,
so that's
exactly.
cool. So you're a property manager.
Yep.
You're like...
So I was looking after rental properties. Admin. I started at the bottom doing all that kind of stuff. So just the basics. I learned the basics really well. And it was perfect timing when it happened, because I always wanted to step into a selling environment and, creating opportunities around that. But it was kind of like hitting a ceiling all the time.
Sure.
So So when the doors opened, I remember Ty came over to the office one night. There was myself, Ty, Brittany, who's with us now at Cronus House, obviously, with the merger, and it's just incredible to see those people be there at the start of the vision and still be
there
part of the environment.
5 years later.
Yeah.
So what motivated you to start? Like you wanted to grow your wealth, or was it like, I think I'm better than this?
That's the one thing. It's never been about money. It's never about being better than anyone. I can't stand that. Everyone is the same, and I respect people that go and follow their passion, have a wicked cafe, or they go and help people doing certain tasks in their house, or they might follow their dreams and become a barrister. It's about a community having all these passions and people go and do what they love, and it creates a wicked environment. So it was never that, it was survival. It was like,
I love that.
Shit, what am I going to do? I need to create a life for myself and look after my brother and sister and create a bit of opportunity, because there was nothing given to me, there was nothing helped, there was nothing advice-wise. It's kind of like, shit, we need to do something. So we sat down, I'll never forget it, we went to, my team knows this story, we joke about it all the time. We went to, it's Woggies now, actually one of our clients, which is really cool, but at the time I think it was La Porchetta, and it was like Friday night after work, and we're just sitting down, and we'd thrown some ideas around before we went to dinner. Ty came in with a piece of paper, and it was for a lease for a building just in Ruthven Street next to the NAB Bank. And it was for like $35,000 a year. It was a baby shit brown, sorry for swearing, building. Once I get a bit more relaxed, it might be a bit worse. But and he said, why don't we do our own thing? And then we're like, stuff it, let's go get some pizza, we'll chat about this. And this was 5 years ago this year. And I was 23 and Ty was 23, and we're basically...
You just pulled the trigger, you're like, let's do it.
We sat down and we were just chatting about it, and then we thought of a name, like, what about my house in the middle of the street? Like, joking, Brittany started singing that, and, we're all mucking around, then we started looking for trademarks and business names, and before we knew it, 4 weeks later, we were in a building, we'd painted, we'd leased it, we opened the doors. Some of our motocross friends had properties to sell, so our first 3 auctions we listed. We're paying $3,500 a half page. I think we get the paper for like $800 and something a page now. Like, it was just incredible to have that opportunity to just go out and go, you know what, we're going to do something different. We're not going to be cookie cutter. We don't have an expectation that we deserve anything. We've got to prove ourselves, and we've got to help people create success before anyone's going to trust us. So let's get to work. Yeah.
Awesome. It's a big lesson in that. So I'd imagine that you backed yourself big time financially too, right? Like,
I didn't have the money. That was the hardest thing. We had like a car each and a motorbike. We didn't get any money off anyone. We needed probably about $250 to start it. And we went for this loan application. Ty was really smart. Obviously, it's my hubby. We're married now. And he was working in accounting, so he'd never worked in real estate either. And he came in for the first 2 weeks when it opened, and he was like, okay, so I've got to go back to accounting. What are we doing? And I was like, he just never went back. So we worked together ever since, and it's a match made in heaven, because we have very different skill sets, and we're really into what we do well. So like wax and flame, you support each other.
That's cool.
But
so it was more so you just
the loan we got.
You got the loan, and that's how you.
So it was 49. They wouldn't even give us 50,000. We wrote this document. We had no assets, nothing secured, no backing, no guarantees, no anything, and they gave us 49. We probably needed at least sort of 120 to get through the first 8 weeks of trade. But we just did it. We just
backed
worked around the
yourself big time.
And we used the money, like we were bidding on Grays Online for stuff, and we did painting ourselves, and we got mates in with electrical, and we just ground ourselves down for the first 4 weeks to get it all open. And then we just created momentum, and we just kept going and kept turning up and learning and doing the right thing by people and going above and beyond, and just consistently. I look back now and I think those first 2 to 3 years were the biggest grind of my life. Like, people said, you're a ghost, I haven't seen you. But my true mates were there. They'd come rock in the office at 10 o'clock, and we'd be like typing shit up, doing our own admin, doing everything, get a Coke out of the 1970s fridge in the back. We never had any of this cool shit you have. Like, we were not cool kids, we were losers just starting out, having a go. But we sold everything, so that's how we got part of the money. Like, sold all the stuff we had secured money against, and like still had the debt from that, and then started with that. And I used to cry myself to sleep over trying to find $15,000 a week, because I was on $600 a week. And now it cost me $290,000, between $275 and $290 a month to keep the doors open at Cronus, Toowoomba, which is obviously a house we've merged, and we don't blink.
I love it. I appreciate you sharing the numbers with it, because and
it's not a lot of money. We're not a huge business,
but it's a fast growth.
It's still creating more opportunity for other people. So like, we're in that stage of, I feel we have a foundation, and now it's about building up
That's so good. So good. So what would you say to someone, let's say someone's watching this right now and they're like, I've got massive ambition. I think I've got the chops to actually execute. I've got no money.
Yep.
How do I start? What would your advice to these people be?
The biggest thing was, for us, it came from a bit of a mentality of like, well, what have we got to lose? We know we're going to back ourselves. If we're confident, capable to do the work, you can learn the skills. If you've got the passion and the energy, then okay, we can do it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go with it. If you're like, look at your business, you're going to seek out some information, you've got the idea and the concept, so then you've just got to start putting it into motion. The money I can't really say, it depends on everyone's situation personally.
Yeah.
We went 100%, so we're like, whatever it's going to take to, benchmark, to prove what your trade figures are. So we had a plan, we weren't stupid, we sat down and we went, okay, from day 0 to the first 12 months, what is our expectation that we can bring to this business? So we know we have to get this many sales, we know we're going to operate, it'll take this long before we start looking at the rental market, what do we have to do? So we worked out a 12-month guide and then basically reverse engineered it to go, what can we get off the ground with, and then made it happen. It was just really fast and concise for us because we had limited time. We had to either jump and do it or we were going to be employed. So the benefit you have, if you're already employed, you've already got a mindset, this vision of like, I'm going to go out and do this, you're already in planning stage. You've got no pressure. Create the plan, work out the funds, and then have the guts to go and ready to jump. And the mindset we had was, well, if it doesn't work, what have we really lost? You can always make the money back. You've got the belief you can always make it back. It's okay. But don't go out there throwing everything away when you've got high pressure and lots of assets and not a backing and not a plan, because it makes it 10 times as hard.
Work smart, bit of sweat equity, get the plan together.
Yeah, and grind. Like, I still hustle. I'm still working 6.5 days a week. Yes, I create a lifestyle where I can go away. Like, I'll put a block in and I'll have a mini break and I'll go away. But nowhere out of the woods. Like, it's been 5 short years. I've still got to really perform over the next 3 to 5 years to get our business and our overall group now being part of a really big family with Cronus, 22 offices, to be able to, and one family ownership, like, and the opportunity to be a director part of that business, I've got to really prove that we've got the ability to keep growing our people. So
that's so good. I love it. Do you need to put like a knowledge bomb count, like up to 55 at least by now? Is that cool? Yeah. You're crushing it. So good. So tell me about, so you've been running through House. For those that know House, I'm sure you're known by your culture and your people and how dynamic it is. It's such an attraction business, like you said. So tell us about the merge when we went into Coronas. Did you have any doubts with culture? Did you have, tell us through the process.
Before any of that happened, that was our first thing. Before doing any changes, we wanted to make sure that the only thing that mattered was that we were culturally aligned. Because everything, all the skill set, everything can be taught. If you've got the right environment and the culture's right and their vision's the same and we have the same values and beliefs, well, everything momentum-wise is going to come together.
Nice.
So we sussed that out majorly, and then before we did anything and we signed anything, we spoke to the team as a whole, and then took it around for dinner, partners, family, everyone. So we did that, and then the next day we arranged for the 4 people that are the head of Cronus, which is Andrew Cronus, Craig Gillies, which is the sales director, Jodie Ford, which is their PM. So with our rent roll now, we've got the biggest rent roll in Queensland, just over 7,000 managements.
Nice.
And Kruna Timlow, who's really connected to us as a mentor as well, to make sure that they met the team. So Andrew personally, which they employ over 350 people in their team member, like their overall company, sat with everyone in our office.
Wow.
And talked about their vision, what they wanted, where we were going.
So it felt like, right fit with culture. And
we made sure of that before it happened. And the big thing for us is, little tiny Emmy, we're just everyday people. We've had to go and we've got somewhere, but we certainly have a long way to go. And we want to be able to create bigger futures for people in our team. So if they want to open offices and they want to grow, now we've got a network with every single add-on we dreamt of doing, which is like finance, building and pest, insurance, wills and estates, broking, like everything. It's like a one service business, because as the market's being disrupted, you basically have to be really boutique or a business that's going to service everyone, because in between you're a wash, you're not offering anything.
So good.
So that was really important to create opportunities for our team, and also growth internally and externally, and for our clients, making sure that they had the easiest process possible.
Gotcha.
Not just one size, that's all you get. We've done the business, move on. And I think that's changed. People expect more.
Yeah.
They're not comfortable with just that. That's not enough.
Yeah, I love it. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Super
Business
cool.
as normal. Keep going.
Keep going.
Lots we're learning, and obviously, it's just so much opportunity for everyone. It's phenomenal.
No, I love your story. Ground ups, fast growth. Humble beginnings. I love that you backed yourself, and
it's a
testament that where you are now. And I think it's a big lesson for people out there watching.
And it depends what you want. Like if you don't want to go for that, don't pressurize yourself into being something you're not.
Don't live other people's goals.
No, do something that you love and you get a feel about.
Yeah.
In hindsight, there's so many things I could say. Oh, we could have done this differently, or we burnt this much doing this wrong because we didn't know, and we didn't reach out, and we probably didn't have as much mentorship as we should have.
Sure.
But I think those lessons were incredible, and it's been a wicked journey, and I feel like it's only just starting.
Yeah.
The first couple of years, you're just doing it. You don't even think about it. You're just going on with it. So everyone out there, you think about this building, all the businesses that are in here, everyone's is there doing what they want to do. And if they're not, well, maybe it's a step to the next thing.
Good point. So many knowledge bombs. I think we're over 100 now. It's really, really solid. It's so cool. So cool. Hey, do you know what time it is?
What time is it?
Time for the Fast Five.
Oh, cool.
So
questions.
5 questions. Love to get inside your brain. I'm actually going to throw in a number 5. It's going to be never been said before.
Okay.
Throwing in a different one for you, Ginge.
Should I be worried?
Maybe. We'll see how this goes. Finish this sentence. I'm the most happiest when.
Can I have 2 answers?
Yeah, I'll let you have a couple.
Okay, cool. When I'm having a great time with my friends and family,
yeah.
And when I do something amazing for someone and they light up.
You said, so good, love that. Number 2, if you could impart one piece of wisdom to the next generation, what would it be?
Sometimes you have a passion and you can't always start life doing that straight away. Lots of times you can, but if you don't be disencouraged. Make sure you keep seeking it out, because anything is honestly possible, and everyone's capable of it.
So good. It's like ding ding ding, this knowledge bomb counter is just smoke's coming off of it by now. So good. Number 3, one of my favourite questions. If you lost everything tomorrow, all your real estate, all your businesses, the whole lot, gone, what would be your step 1?
Depends how I lost it, who I'd need to talk to.
You think so logically, yeah.
Yeah. If everything was lost, so circumstance, forget about it. Because I often say this, I always say I've got limited time, I could wake up tomorrow and I mightn't be here, or something might happen to my health, and I totally get that. I know that's
and you're just
imminent.
Thank God it's today.
I'm so grateful.
Yeah.
I'm just so grateful. I think the first thing I do is be like, hey, I'm so grateful I got to have that opportunity. What's next? Who do we want to go and meet? To change. What's next?
Such a good mindset. I love it. Question 4, do you have a morning ritual? And if so, what is it?
This is the buzz of the last 24 months with professional development. Everywhere I've been, it's morning ritual. I'll be honest, people that have a morning ritual are fucking amazing, because I haven't figured it out yet.
I'm the same.
I'm a bit inconsistent. So some days I'll be really good and I'll be like, you know what, my really good friend has a gym, Chrissy's Angels, and one of my other good friends is a stylist who's got a business here, and my other good friend's got a dress shop where I got this dress from Smoke and Mirrors, and then I've got all the amazing people in our business who have really cool routines, and triathlon and what is it, everyone does it, it's really cool.
Ironman?
CrossFit. They've got all these wicked routines.
Yeah.
I'm just a bit inconsistent. I find I just go with what I feel.
Yeah.
But it is important to wake happy, and if you don't wake happy, align your mindset to get happy. If it means you go outside and play with your dog, or you run around with your kids, or just do something to snap you out of it, because any day that I've woke up with a shitty mindset and I've kept that energy with me, it can affect others.
Totally.
So I'm conscious of that now. If it's fucked, fix it.
Yeah. Nice one. There's a quote for you there.
Don't use that quote.
Yeah. Good. French. Anyway. Number 5, this is the new question. Nobody's ever heard this question before, so
okay.
on the spot.
I'm nervous.
What's the biggest regret you've made in business that you wish you could amend?
Oh, there's nothing big. Maybe doing what you were doing, seeking out more knowledge before making decisions sometimes. It's not a regret. I think it's just more education. Seek out more knowledge, more learning. There's so much cool stuff on.
Maybe there's the lesson right there. No regrets.
Yeah, that's true. There's nothing big that
Nothing stands out.
Stuffed yet. So
touch wood.
Keep going.
All good, all good. And I'd love for you to answer your first question, which is a gold question. The question is, what drives you and what's your passion? What drives you, Mrs. Emmy Thies?
Mrs. Got to remember that. It's awesome. Getting married was pretty cool. What drives me and what's my passion? So my first thing is my passion, which already motivates me because that's what I love, is helping people. So seeing people do well, seeing people come into our business and be able to have a really good environment to achieve and perform, and like helping people that we see, whether it's like going at your coffee and just being nice to someone and happy and chirping them up. Cool. I love transfer of energy. That's my thing. I love that. So whether that means, we're getting a record price for a client, we've helped them out of a tough situation, we've made someone at the coffee shop feel good, you've helped someone that dropped something and pick it up, whatever it is, just, I don't know, being in a sphere of like transferring wicked energy. And I think that drives me to keep going because what you put out comes back. So when you have that momentous, it's almost like, it gives me goosebumps, It's a continuation.
I love it. And I love that you're on the show because that's what this show's all about, right?
I was bloody excited. Remember, I was like, hell yeah. So been seeing your cool YouTubes and famous people. I'm like a nobody. No. Awesome Geronimo Secret. Am I allowed to say that? Have you put that out there? You have.
It's coming out tomorrow.
Yeah. She was gorgeous.
Yeah, she's really cool. Amy, if you're watching.
It was really cool.
Much love.
Yes.
Amy, thanks so much for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Absolute gem. How can people follow you?
Well, just Emmy Thies on Facebook, but that's always fun, cheeky stuff. So for work, I just have an Emmy Thies Facebook page, Cronus Toowoomba. Otherwise, just reach out to me, emmy@cronus.com.au. Call me 0400 348 900. I love meeting people. I love talking to people. Yeah, I love helping people.
That's so good. And remember, guys, forget. Thank God it's Friday, because thank God it's
today.
Nailed it.
Thank you.
It's on. It's on.
First ping pong game.
Is this your first?
Strategy 0. Yes.
Jinx. Yeah, still in shot. And the drop shot.